sustainable society will look like a sense of humor, at least, and a much broader spectrum of emotional expression, and everybody else being engaged with power. Like, that's what it might look like. But the beautiful thing that really organizes all of that is as soon as we even look each other in the eye without fear, the village begins to regenerate right between us. Like, oh, let me open the door for you. Oh, what did you say again? Oh, what a beautiful story. Tell me more. That's the village. Okay, here's my favorite metaphor, the revolt of the pawns, with a new twist on the story. So you know how old-fashioned chess works? It's basically a metaphor for our society. You've got to have a little racial segregation here. So everybody's playing war on the grid and they don't even know it. And so you start off by saying, all right, somewhere in here there's some permaculture activists or maybe some community organizers, because after all, the pawns are the working class with skills and talents and names and families. So sometime during the night, the community organizer pawns come out the middle and they start off by apologizing, like saying, I am so sorry for what happened in that last game. We came out and we attacked you and we killed you and you killed us. And then the tall oppressive ones with funny hats behind us came out and attacked each other. This game is totally unsustainable. It's designed to end. And you notice the kings always survive. This is patriarchy that we're in. We're playing colonialism on the Roman grid. So they trade sides and they're agitating with the other pawns. They're like, you guys are always talking about getting out of the box and thinking outside the box. You fools, don't you see? We're in boxes. And everyone's like, but this is our job. This is what we do. We can't question this. Otherwise we'll die. This whole scarcity mentality. Fortunately, they manage to get into small groups with facilitators. They're sitting there hugging and crying and talking about their oppressive childhoods. They go back to question authority, and these guys are like, who, us? They never took more than our share. The pawns get pissed, kick them off the board. In every revolution, this is what we do. We just react, and then we re-inhabit the same hierarchies. So instead, it's been looking more like this, where the organizer pawns are saying, like, this game does not have to end. It can become sustainable. Let's get out of our boxes and just see if we can see each other's face. And as they're talking, word gets out across the land. All the other chessboards start to hear what's going on. All the other neighborhoods of Los Angeles and San Diego and all these other cities are like, whoa, there's a chessboard acting up, and the ruling class is a little nervous, like, oh no, they've started to figure out how the game works. Meanwhile, the pawns realize the time has come. Meanwhile, on the first board, it gets started somewhere, So they're like, we gotta get some freaking furniture around here, right? So they put in a dining room table, they get a little video player, they put in a rocket stove over here. They're having a little harvest party, there's a little harvest festival. They grew 3 Asian pears in a squash here, flowers. They've got these successions of perennial gardens going on around them, and even put in some hot tubs here. But this is, like, speaking of simple metaphors to organize our action, this is, I think, what world peace would look like. Standing your ground as part of a guild of mutuality and interdependency, right in your own community, to transform the mundane into the miraculous. Just keep being guided by, like, my friend Jane is like this. She's like walking along and all of a sudden she's like, holy shit, we exist. Like, to cultivate an appreciative attitude, like, oh my God, we're still on this floating garden planet, infused with light by this nuclear sun millions and millions of miles away. That's rad. To walk around with that kind of attitude.
There's one more you really should have, is have a kindergarten group of kids playing chess. They have no idea what the rules are.
Yeah.
They love playing the game. They feel like grown-ups, and you have no idea why they're doing whatever they're doing, but it looks interesting and they're playing chess.
We should find out what games they play. Okay, so this is the reality in the streets of Portland, where the grid is being transformed in this very way, all around the town. It began for us in the 60s and 70s when we realized that we didn't have a public square, and there was this catalytic moment when the mayor actually said on television, I can't let you create that public square because if I do, then you'll gather. The rich people were so mad, they're like, you're not supposed to say that. That's the last thing you say. So we created this public square. And it had this amazing effect on all the region to just bust the dam that had been restraining our creativity. Then we flooded the streets with animal costumes, thousands and thousands of us, and we filled the public square that we had just finished building. This is a poster on the left here of Earth Day. Okay, we now have the most bike lane miles and most bike commuters of all cities. The most green buildings, the most community gathering places, the most permaculture installations, the most natural buildings, the most farmers markets, like 60 across the city, and on and on and on. The first major bridge in the United States that accommodates all transportation modalities except for cars, including light rail. Beautiful, beautiful thing. The artistic culture is like nothing ever seen before on this planet, including the food and music culture, completely unrestrained, expressed everywhere across the city. The shortest distance between where food is grown and where it's consumed of all cities. Oh yeah, and every year we set a new world record for the most naked bike riders. It's around 25,000 right now, and Ray, I can't even believe you haven't come up for this. It's crazy. But seriously, this is good in every way, about claiming power, about building community, certainly about slowing down traffic. In fact, the bike riders are in all the lanes, going in all directions, and everyone's like on. I mean, I saw people on their cell phone going, "Honey, I'm sorry I'm late, but I'm surrounded by naked people," and she's like, "God damn it." This is the worst excuse ever. Come on, they like taking pictures. The best thing ever. They go downtown to the waterfront and they party all night long naked by the thousands, and the police are just laughing. It's good for everyone.